Okay, as promised, I said I would shoot a quick video on how to use the bands that are hooked up to the pull-up rig that you've probably seen me using every time I'm in here for the past couple of months. At one point or another, if you neglect working your back a little bit, you're probably going to run into some type of shoulder pain. The shoulder is a pretty complex joint. There's a lot going on, and really there's not a lot of structure holding it in place other than a balance of muscle groups. So when you're not balanced, the things are going to get pulled in different directions a little bit to where they're not quite supposed to be, and it doesn't take very much for you to experience a little bit of pain. Typically it's going to be in the front, sometimes it might be in the back side back here, but basically what happens is if your mid-back, so here, is weak, and you do a lot of pressing, push-ups, ring dips, burpees, pressing. Overhead's not too bad, but any type of pressing out is going to make you tight in your chest, right? So now you're tight here, you're weak here, the shoulders go from this nice posture to being slumped forward. The traps can also help with that as well. We do a lot of finishing your pull, shrug on the clean, shrug on the snatch, right? Lots of pulls. That's just going to add to that. So what we want to do is make sure that we're not neglecting the mid-back, the mid-trap. It's that muscle here when you squeeze your shoulder blades together is getting worked. So I'm going to try to keep this as quick as I can, but basically if you have any shoulder pain, you know what, not even, I want everybody to do this because it's important. I'm probably going to order another set of these bands just so we can get more people on there. Honestly, it does not take very long. It'll take you maximum 2 minutes once you get used to the movements, and you can just go through them without really thinking about it. So if you get here early, do this. If you have an extra minute or so in your warm-up, do this. If we're going overhead, do this. Do it every day you're in here. I'm going to show you a couple other movements that can help as well. So let's get to it. Okay, first two movements, the bands are going to be hooked up roughly at eye level, so you can see that's pretty close. And you're going to want you might have to start doing these with two different resistances. The first two movements are going to be with a heavier resistance, okay? So here is what the first two look like. So bands are at eye level, you're going to cross them, right? You're going to need quite a bit of resistance here, so I'm getting lots of tension on the bands. And what you're going to do is just stand up nice and tall, let your shoulders get pulled forward as much as you can, and then what you're going to do without bending your arms is retract your shoulders. So basically pull your shoulder blades together, and then row, and hold for 2 seconds. Right? You're going to do this for between 5 and 7 reps. So first we're engaging, we're pulling the shoulder blades together. You can see that I'm creating a little bit of space here. I'm not moving my arms, I'm just pulling the shoulder blades together. So there's your first one, row. Next one can be done with lots of tension as well. So this one, every move we do, we're going to initiate by pulling the shoulder blades together. This one is kind of I'll call it a press down. So here, pull the shoulder blades together, press down, hold. Pull the shoulder blades together, press down, hold. Same thing, 5 to 7 reps. Next one that you do is also going to be at eye level, so I'm going to leave them where they are. You might need to go down in resistance to a little bit lighter band. I've been doing this for a little while, so I've worked up to, I can use the black one now. So I'll show you what that one is. Hopefully I'm in the right spot. Okay, same thing, we're going to cross the bands. You're not going to need as much tension here. If you give it too much tension, you're not really going to be able to do this one. So this one is called your T. So if you've heard of the TWY exercise, you can do them with plates as well. I'll show you another way to do them. But basically the next 3 exercises are your T's, your W's, and your Y's. Very good for shoulder health. So again, we're going to set up not too far away. I'm about 6 feet away, so the length of a mat. We're going to set up. Arms are at basically eye level, pull the shoulder blades together and come out, body's forming a T and hold. We're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Again, hold, 2 seconds. We're gonna go through 5 to 7 reps. Next one, the bands need to be hooked up at knee level. So you can see I've got them on the first hole on the post there. The bands are now hooked up at knee height. And this is your W. So again, we're crossing. I'm about 6 feet away. Again, you can adjust the tension on the bands. If it feels like too much, step closer. If it's not enough, step back. So again, we're here. Pull the shoulder blades back. Elbows come straight out to the sides, and then we're gonna fix the elbow in place and rotate your arms about your elbow. And hold for 2 seconds, back down. Pull the shoulder blades back, elbows in place, hold for 2 seconds. Right? My body is forming a W. 5 to 7 reps. We can also do the next one from here. This one is, you're not going to be able to feel it quite as much in the muscles that you're trying to work, but what it is, it's kind of a tester. So someone that has a lot of trouble getting narrow overhead is not really going to be able to feel this one too much. Someone that can get in a great position is going to be able to feel this one a lot. So this is the one at the end. This is your Y. So again, roughly the same tension. So again, cross your bands. Initiate by pulling the shoulder blades back together and up as narrow as you can. If you could see from the side, you might be able to see it anyway. My ribs are lifting a little bit. I still have a little bit of trouble with this one, but it's a lot better than it was a couple of months ago. So again, initiate, pull the shoulder blades back, hold for 2 seconds, and down. Back up, hold for 2 seconds, and down. Same thing, 5 to 7 reps. Go through these. It's not going to take you more than 2 minutes. Okay, so you can also do all these exercises without the bands. You can do them on a bench. You can do it on a flat bench, but I find it works a little bit better if you prop that bench up on an incline a little bit. So your first one is the row, right? So you can do this with a weight. This isn't incredibly heavy. You know, you want a little bit of weight on this one. Remember, you want high resistance on this one. So again, we're going to pull the shoulder blades back together, pull and hold. Pull the shoulder blades back, pull and hold. This one you can do for a little bit higher rep, maybe go like 8 to 10, and really squeeze the shoulder blades together when you're holding against the bench. The next one's the T's, W's, and Y's. You can do them again on here. You don't want a lot of resistance on these ones. So I got 2.5 pound plates in my hands. Okay, so with the T's, I got cut off there. You should really feel this in the middle of your back when you're squeezing, right? Those muscles should be getting tired after a few reps. If they're weak, they're getting tired really quick. Next one is the W's. Again, we're going to pull the shoulder blades back, squeeze them together, fix the elbow, and just get a little bit of movement here. We don't have to crank them back. Again, pull them back, fix the elbow, rotate. The next one is the Y's, and this is going to be your tough one if you've got trouble with overhead mobility. So here, pull the shoulder blades back, narrow overhead. You can see my ribs wanting to lift a lot on this one. And again, pull them back, and up as high as you can. So, there's not a lot of movements in CrossFit that work this mid-trap and mid-back. But if you neglect that, like I said before, you're probably going to experience shoulder pain at some time or another, so we want to focus on these. If you've come from a bodybuilding background at all, there's a lot of movements, seated rows where you pull together, T-bar rows where you pull your shoulder blades together. There's a lot of movements that focus on that. So you might be built up there, but if you haven't done it in a while, they can get weak, and that's what's happened to me. It took about 4.5 years, but they got weak, and I started having a lot of shoulder pain. Shoulder pain started to go away because I've been doing this really religiously for about 2.5 months. Mila has had trouble with her shoulders. Got her on the bands for about a month now. Shoulder pain's starting to go away. So we want to take care of it before it becomes an issue for some of you guys. If you have shoulder pain, ask any questions you need to, and let's get on this, okay?